folks, welcome back to another video. This is just going to be a short video explaining on the new MLRS microcontroller that I've posted to the workshop. The implementations of this can be used as weapons, ordnance, flare launchers even. It can be used for pretty much anything you need, so let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the purpose and how the microcontroller works. So for each button press, you get a new input on the MLRS pad. This is basically saying that per click, there is a new output and it switches over for every MLRS because there's a trigger pass through. But now, you've got two ways to function the MLRS system. You've got either manually clicking off your ordnance, and then you've also got just a hold, which will cycle through all of the MLRS system microcontrollers until it gets to the inevitable end of the chain. So this allows you to stack equipment. So if you're building a bomber, you can use this for carpet bombing. If you're using a plane or a helicopter, you can use this to launch your missiles. It's just a general purpose utility microcontroller. So let's get into how it works. For every strand, you've got 6 outputs, or 7 outputs, 2 inputs, where the 2 inputs are the trigger, the main trigger, and then the pass-through input. You have 6 property outputs and then 1 pass-through output. So let's get into this. It's kind of a mess. Don't worry about that. But essentially what happens here is your main trigger is on a timer loop. So every time the timer cycles, it will add 1 to the up-down counter. And then once it cycles through all of your equipment and it gets to the very end, it goes into a toggle, which then allows the trigger pass-through to be used. So so instead of it clicking from here and then down this chain and into an up-down, it uses your current trigger output to trigger the next event, like the next microcontroller. You also have a property timer here, which will basically allow you to modify the amount of time per output tick. So currently we have to wait 1 tick, or 0.1 tick. So if I set this to 1, every second it will output a new signal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. Now, the thing about the MLRS controller is that it takes the time of the previous microcontroller to trigger. So if I set this one to 0.1 and this one to 1, it will ignore the timer on this one and it will use the original timer. So that's it, folks. Thank y'all for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, and I hope y'all enjoy. Goodbye.